Hello, welcome back to Trackmania, where we have a new thing going on. We have the TMX Map of the Month, or Track of the Month. For January, we have Overdrive by Atomic. This is a new thing being headed up by Owly, and basically a highly awarded track, the most highly awarded possibly, but it'll be dependent on whether it's grindable, will be made into a Track of the Month. And people have a certain amount of time to grind the track, hunt the map, best replay uploaded during the time onto this leaderboard, and the winner gets 11,000 coppers, which is pretty impressive. This map is Overdrive by Atomic. It is a dirt map made for the MTC. Hopefully it says off-roader for January's MTC themed pretzel. This one you had to overlap the track multiple times, I think 4 times over the top of each other. So let's get into the track. I'm going to be doing a power hour, which I've been doing quite a bit of recently, which is where I play a track for 1 whole hour without stopping, forcing myself to properly grind the track and see what sort of time I can pull off in that hour, and it'll be interesting to see what I can do. So this is full discovery run on this one, which is strange because most of my power hours so far have been on, well, they've been either on Mario Kart or they've been on maps I already know. So Mario Kart, very easy to obviously know the track and then you just watch the world record. I've been doing it for campaign tracks. And I've also done it for the Star Trek tracks as well, which I've known decently well, getting the gold medal on them. And then I can just pull up the world record, and the world records aren't so insane on those tracks. I can kind of follow them, especially the ones I was doing. Early tracks with high points. I'm trying to get top 10 in the Star Trek overall. So we'll see how this one goes with this. Is that it? Okay, that's shorter than I thought it was going to be actually. 50 seconds. Definitely hoping to hunt for a T, I would have thought. We'll see how we can do on this start. First things first, let's get out to there. Very nice. Now, I'm not the best at dirt. Any idiot will tell you that. I'm not the best at anything in this game. But if I play a track for an hour, I should learn some lines. I should learn somewhat what I'm doing. And I should get better at the game overall by, you know, forcing myself to play and learning certain tricks and trials. So big improvement there. Don't hit that. That's going to be a tricky corner. It's all going to be quite tricky, I think. And then I think we just go straight forwards because we either drop through that hole or we don't, or we crash. Okay, second and a bit to the gold medal here. Now hopefully, if you're watching this video, it'll be edited. I may put this up in full if I really can't be bothered to edit it, but the plan at the minute is to edit this video so that it's about half an hour long. So please do let me know what you think of the editing, because I've started chopping things down a little bit when they're getting too long. And I did sort of want to do the Power Hour Grinds in Trackmania Nations campaign as edited videos, but it got a little bit too much and I'd rather just be able to get through those grinds, not having to think about editing a video afterwards. It's more important to me to actually start getting good at this game rather than pumping out content. Content's great and all, but I got a lot of it at the minute. It's worrying how much. There's been some amazing tournaments. Please go and watch the Crab Cup tournament in Xenotic. If you don't care about anything other than Trackmania, then there was the Rounds Discovery on some Christmas maps that was done in the tail end of January, because timeliness. And I got to commentate that, and I would definitely be commentating Trackmania again if I can get away with it. If anyone has any rounds-based tournaments or things that can be commentated as such, then please do let me know, because I would absolutely love to commentate more in Trackmania. That goes for TM2, that goes for TMNF, that goes for anything that can be commentated, except probably 2020. But maybe. just don't have the game. But if... I don't have it worth buying at the minute. Okay, I've lost a lot of time, but I crashed here, so I need to get that fast. That's like the key. I'm gonna get overtaken here, yeah. Okay. Let's get on with a grind. Oomph. So I've made a trick for editing, which is that I've got a button now that I can put a timestamp down in the video. Well, it puts a timestamp in a file, and then I can take that to the video editor, mark up all of the personal bests, and then I make sure I've always got the PBs in there. So I've just marked off the end of what I would call discovery, so that'll all go in. If this goes in, it means this run PB'd. Or has something interesting happen. It looks like we're going to get a PB here, so this one will be going in. Okay, can I get up there? That is the question. Can I get up there? Half a second still needed for the gold. This is a tricky gold. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of time left on the table. There's a second in that first section. That's a surprising amount of time left on the table through that first section. Can definitely go faster because having played Atomic's maps before, when you get them right, everything's just perfect transitions. So that fact that that transition doesn't work means I need to be going faster through that previous section. This might end up being gold. Yes, there it is. We hit the gold. Very, very nice. A lot of time left on the table though. And we're only 5.5 minutes into this grind. 6 minutes. What you will notice is by the end of this grind, that total time in the corner probably going to end up being about 40 minutes. Where the time on the real pink timer, that'll be about an hour. So it's interesting how much time you spend. I spent 50% of my time playing AO4 in the countdown timer. Although there was a lot of going back and forth to watch the world record on that one. Just constantly. Because every time I watched the world record and really focused on the WR line at the start, I got closer and closer to a PB and closer to a PB. That power hour did end up being very much not worth it for an whole hour. I got my PB in 10 minutes and then didn't PB again. It's kind of rough. It was kind of rough. It's gone like that a few times though. I've had the opposite though. I've had, I haven't had the opposite entirely because I've generally PB'd towards the start. I'm a lot better since I just went for all golds around the Nations Forever campaign about 2 years ago. Some of the times are from like 2020 when I first picked this game back up. Like 2019, 2020. Just before 2020 came out. Kind of in that hype zone. I happened to pick the game back up, started watching Riolu versus Virtual hunting EO3. Which is an absolute, mad thing, because nobody now does hunting streams like that. Whereas back then that was the only thing you had to do. So campaign hunting was the big streams. Okay, I think I need to cut inside there. I'm going to play for a bit longer on my own, trying to learn the track. I'm just going to full speed this, because I'm behind. Okay, so wide, cut in. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on the sliding of dirt yet. But yeah, it's mad that, hunting was the big thing, and now hunting has disappeared. All but. You can very rarely find it. You'll find every streamer saying, yeah, if you want me to hunt weekly shorts or something, it's not going to be a thing, or you have to do weekly shorts together. Online servers always much better. The closest thing you'll get to hunting is the unbeaten ATs when it's a really difficult unbeaten AT, but normally they're not. It's rare to find a truly hunted unbeaten AT. It's much more likely that you'll find something with some weird trick and the AT setter spent 10 minutes on it and got incredibly lucky. Or for some reason is really good at rally climbing up scenery blocks. Okay, inside here. That wasn't a great drop off. I lost a lot of speed there. How'd you manage to get a checkpoint in there? Is it like a ring checkpoint? Okay, I did not remember having that bonk. We're straight into the finish. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Over time. And yeah. Oh, that was a good run. I did not see the outside. Keep it on the inside. That's a good line through there. That should land smooth. It does. So yes, as I said, atomic maps, if you get it right, they will land smooth every time. Now I have to get this fast through here. Oh, just too wide. It was an interesting one. I can't remember whose video it was. On a plastic map, a full speed plastic map, there's a turn right to go left. I think it was Virtual's recap on the campaign from 2025 winter or 2025 fall, whatever it was. The one that ended in January. And there's a turn right to go left. You're on a plastic slide and your bum's going to hit, your back wheel's going to hit a wall. And so you turn into the wall. And it doesn't make sense until you realise that by turning into the wall, you're bringing the back end of the car in. Rather than, so the front end of the car is going towards the wall, but the back end of the car is coming away from the wall. And that's kind of what it's like here. I have to turn into the thing I don't want to hit to bring my back end away from it. And I love that. I do love it. There are many things in this game. You know, it's a much more unlocked game than a lot of the ones I play. You know, Mario Kart, you can't flip over backwards. Quake, you are very free in where you're pointing, and that control over where you're pointing the camera can really change things. Whereas Trackmania, it's just that right amount of freedom where the car can just move literally anywhere, which means you have to control for the car moving anywhere. And like the front wheel and back wheel in Mario Kart, when do you hear someone saying, "Oh, I hit the back of my car on that corner"? You just don't. You just don't. You just hit the car. You don't think about whether you're going to hit the front or the back very often. There's a couple of tricks probably, but not very often. Come on, do I have more speed? I think I've got more speed out. There we go. A tiny PB, but a PB nonetheless. We will take it. We will take it. It's a good map. Good map for the good first pick, really. Well done, Owly, on the pick. Because I have a feeling there's going to be some maps or some months where it could be quite difficult to pick a map that actually works in this go hunt it format, you know? It can't just be can't just be the most awarded map, because otherwise you'll get trial maps and plus forward maps or something like that. You know? Oh, we are big ahead here. Please make this corner. A little bit safe, gotta slow down. Not great, gonna lose some time, but should be able to make it into the finish. It's still a PB. Okay. I need a second from here to get the AT. That's a lot of time. That is a lot of time that I don't quite see where it comes from yet. But that's fine. Not getting the AT doesn't matter, and that's one of the things with these power hours. I'm very much happy to not take the AT if it comes to it. If it comes to not taking the AT, I don't take the AT. If I get the AT, I get the AT. But it has to be, you play for 1 hour, you see what you get. If I want to play for more, I'll play for more. But I'll see what I get. Because I was playing for ATs and I'd either get on and I'd go, oh, I can't I'm not going to make this 80. Or I'd get, and I'd give up. Or I'd get the gold and I'd go, 80's out of reach. And then sometimes it's just like, actually it only takes 15 minutes. Like here. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me to get the gold, and it only took 5 minutes. So sometimes it's just about that. It's not about setting a specific goal with these, because that's I was struggling with. I was struggling with figuring out what to set a goal. I was struggling with, oh, I'm not good enough, and next week I'll be better. Next week I'll be better because I'll have played this tournament, I'll have done this, I'll have whatever it was. It was always, what's the point in grinding because I'll be better next week. So there's no point putting time into these maps because I'll just always be better the next time I come back to them. And what it actually is, oh, that's a fantastic finish. Could I get that start and that finish together? That would be really nice, and that would probably AT. Very nice. But it's, yeah. By playing for an hour and taking whatever you get, it just turns that away. It just turns that problem of, this is how good I can do in an hour, and it'll improve my skill in the game overall once I've done the entire campaign an hour at a time. And maybe I don't get through the entire campaign by the time I decide to start going for something, you know? There was also a little notification that popped up and sprayed on the screen that I've been streaming for an hour. If you're watching this on the video, also heed these warnings. Make sure you take a drink, make sure you've stood up in the last little bit. Make sure that you are doing alright, make sure you're enjoying what you're watching. And that you don't have anything else you'd rather be doing or watching. Okay, good. I think I released too much there. Yeah, I'm not coming fast through here, and I got such a good run on the PB. Ah, rushed it. Rushed it, rushed it, rushed it. There's no fans in this stream. Only parasocial friendships. TM2020 really thinks it's like, oh, you're not good enough to be comparing yourself against the world. I'm like, yeah, but I kind of like that big number. If you actually give me the real number rather than an estimate, like top 10k, just give me the real number. And that'll be way better. And I'd really like to use the world. I don't mind being 100,000th best in the world. It's just cool to see that 100,000 people are also playing this. Okay, good exit. Not as good of an exit around that corner, but I touch the wall here and lose a lot of speed. So we should be better here. Okay, and a better line, I think. Hey up, hey up. Hey up, me duck. And we're in. Oh, what a PB. What a PB right there. It might be time to crack open the world record run. It might be time to crack open the world record run. Take a look at it. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Pause. Fast. Oh no. Okay. Okay, let's pop open the world record run. And we go and grab it and download it. There we go. We have got, there we go, Overdrive. This is a run by Cyanide. 3631. Okay, yeah. Right on the inside. That's good. I was correct there. Inside, full outside. Take that all the way to the outside. Yep, middle there, just as much as you can go without taking airtime. Yep, good on here. Okay, I'm glad that I've got like good lines. And then right to the outside. Yep, I'm correct. Here. Oh, nice reduction in airtime. That's what I think I accidentally did. I'm going to watch that again because I need to see that line through there a bit better. But I've got the general idea of the lines. There's nothing major that I'm missing, except for a large dolloping of skill. We will be racing against this one. I think that would be the best bet. Just stick it on, keep the ghost on. Obviously keep my own personal best ghost on. But yeah, race against this as well. So we're coming round here, all the way to the outside, and then a little flick of the front wheels into that divot. That's interesting. That is interesting. And let's have a go. Yeah, massive overturns by me. We'll see if following the ghost is just going to give me an instant PB by having something else to look at. Yeah, I need to be a bit wider on the entry to there. Wide to come in, to come out. All that sort of thing. Now it's interesting going from minus times. I do wish there was a way to make the times versus my time rather than the fastest of the two, or rather than the opponent. I guess if I downloaded my own ghost, but then I'd have to do that every time I PB'd. I think it also takes Cyanide's time anyway, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll just learn what the timings are. You've got to learn what the timings are versus your own ghost anyway, to know what's good and what's bad properly. Way overturned there. About halfway through this, which is cool. It's going well so far. It is going very well. I was actually worried for Cyanide because the way this works is it's hunting between two times. But due to how track packs work, so it's based on a track pack, but you can only have a time submitted to the track pack if you've PB'd while the track pack's open. You can't submit a worse time just because a track pack's open. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, I think I got to slow down there. I think I got bad gear. Yeah. So yeah, Cyanide was the world record holder at the start of the competition, like before the competition started, but had to PB. Had to pull out a PB during the competition and pulled this one out. Not a huge PB, but you know, 0.01 is enough to re-upload the replay and yeah, take the track pack lead at the minute. We'll see if anyone's able to do it. I am playing this on the final day that we have. So this video will probably go out after this track is over. So keep an eye out on the forums, on the leaderboards, on the Discord, on the something. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is organised by Discord, but you could probably search for track of the month track packs. It might, if it takes off, it might get put into the announcements with like MTC and stuff. I'd like to see that if it takes off, because it's a great idea. There was some talk about doing like a track of the week, a track of the day, but track of the day seems a bit rough. But track of the month, being able to have a hunting competition on a track that's been highly awarded, I think that's cool. I think that's very, very cool. Did I hit my back tyre? I did. I did hit my back tyre. Nah, it was too inside. That was too inside. Mostly, again, like the line isn't too bad. It's just something that lets you exit here with more speed. than I was before. I think I have to adjust right on the steep bit. I have to adjust to keep myself in. Whereas if I can follow a bit better, I'm able to just keep a little bit more speed and just seems to fire like a cannon for the next section and save you quite a bit of time by the next checkpoint, which is good. World record pace for a second there. It is interesting to play versus world records because you sometimes do just go, oh, I'm on world record pace. And you might not be able to do it for the whole time. I've got a run on like B4, Snow B4 in Star Trek 2. I am ahead of world record for a bit, but then there's a really tricky end. And I'm just unable to keep up with world record, but hey, the fact that I'm on world record pace for just that little bit through one section is really cool. No, I was just too far wide. That meant that I couldn't go any wider, and you just need that little bit ability to go a touch wider after the turn to set yourself up for the next. Just as you come through here, I'll just do the run anyway. So it's kind of here. You do this, you need to be able to push yourself wide rather than being over here already, that you're coming in and then you're not going to be able to get out, to get in, to get out. It's a tricky one editing these sometimes. So I edited a different video and I was trying to cut some stuff out. And I was looking at, I'll cut out the bits where I'm not talking. Every time I stopped talking, it's because I was on a PB run. So, and like when I wasn't doing very well, yapping away. So it was hard to find no yapping, but also not literally part of a PB run. I feel it may be the same this time. But fortunately on this one I've got a lot less to fit in, because that was 2 discovery runs, that was a defrag walk up. And that's effectively 2 discovery runs in a row, 15 minutes each. And I'm just trying to get those down to under half an hour, if I can. It's difficult, sometimes I just want to chuck them up. I definitely am going to continue recording as if I'm just going to chuck everything up, no editing, because at some point I will probably get tired of this but still want to be making these things. Okay, that's a decent line. A bit of an overturn, I lost a lot of speed and then I had to release in that corner. That's not good. We'll see if we'll pull this one through to the end just to get a bit more practice at the end. But yeah, it's not going well. You can see that in the first, we're nearly at half the number of attempts, and in the first half, but I'm only half the time. Like I'm 3/4 of the way through. I spent half an hour grinding to get 60 attempts, 70 attempts, and now I've got 60 attempts in 12 minutes. So you can see where the attempts start to pick up a little bit. Much more reset heavy towards the end, of course. Well, that's fine. You know, we haven't even got a finish. That's fine, that's fine. I'm sure I'll get something. Yeah, I just had to let that one. It was like, if I wiggle, I lose a lot of speed, I'm on the wrong line. If I'm going to crash into it, I'm going to crash into it. Either way, the best thing to do sometimes is just to hope, because if you screw, if you do something, you're screwed either way. So you might as well just hope that you are actually going to be fine. I'd have done something if it was rounds, you know? It's one of those. If this was rounds, you'd have done something, because then you're guaranteed losing a bit of time, but not crashing. But it's time attack, so we push, we push. So we're trying to get the fastest times possible. Okay, decent. Lost a lot of speed. Shouldn't have released. Okay, this might be a PB. Are we in for a PB? We're in for a PB. Is that AT? That might be AT. That's AT. I've done it. Let's go. That's not an I've done it because I got the AT, because remember, we're not too fussed about the AT. Whew, good PB. Good PB. Very happy with that. The AT is very nice. But that's just a good PB. That's a big time save on my former run. A very much cleaner run. I'm now going up against something incredibly good. But often I'll get PBs back to back. If I could get out the start, it'd be helpful. But yeah, now we're up against a PB with a very fast start. Look at that, I'm like right on the tail of the world record. But a bit of a poor middle. I've got to say. I lost a bit of time there, but then a good end. A very good end. I don't think I had a better end than previous, but no worse either. So yeah. Yeah, I made a few mistakes. Let's have a look at this. So this section here, I had to release to get around this corner, so I'm slow out of here, so I can definitely go faster through here, which keeps me faster, lets me jump further. Then I probably need this bit. Oh, I'm good through. I'm good. It's not amazing, but he's good. It is certainly good. Yeah, that's a run. That is a run. You're glad to see it, aren't you? You're glad to see it. So if I do end up doing more of these, which I hope I will do, if you get a top placement in one of these sort of competitions, feel free to send me your skin so that I can see it. Because if I go... Ooh, that's such a bad slowdown that I got on my PB. Ah. The fact that I was able to hit the wall there and still come out faster, not great. But yeah, if you want to send me your in-game skin, I will happily pop it in my folder so I don't have to look at so many grey cars. Whoop. Bit of an early turn. We're in at the last 10 minutes of the grind. Still time, still time. You know, 10 minutes isn't a lot, but it got us a lot at the start. It's a lot at the start, and you can put a good time in right at the end. Very nice start to run from me. A little bit more locked in on those again. I'm not going to get good exit speed, am I? I'll still run it, because I could get better exit speed out of this. Where I made a mistake. Yeah, get better exit speed there. Keep it held, keep it held. I think I need to early release. Little wiggle there. Good start. A little bit less speed. I touched the inside corner a tap. Ooh, a bit wide there. I was trying to keep more speed, follow the chicane line, not chicane. I was just reading a random comment on the thing. The Shakel with trophy, hammer, trophy. The cyanide line have gone much more outside to inside to outside through this next section. Just here, you're very much like boom, boom right on the outside, but I think the pre-turn is stronger. And my boot is sticking out too far. We're very fast approaching the end of this grind though, so get some runs down, we'll go to the end, then we'll hop across, take a look at my run in the replay editor. Oh, yeah, it's the right line if the scaffolding pipe type thing wasn't there on the outside. I think it's interesting. And I mean, look at the reset counter now. What I was talking about earlier with fast resets, with 200 overall attempts. That's pretty common for power houring at 200 attempts. Yeah. More than half of those coming in this 25 minutes, a little bit more than half. The play time. When you include the amount of time spent watching a 3, 2, 1 countdown, it's half the time. No longer getting that fast down. It's not for the best. Right. One final good run and we'll run it all the way to the finish. To finish us off. The no reset. Unfortunately, the no reset has gone particularly poorly on this one. It's got no chance. We have failed. But we have succeeded in other ways. A great PB of 37.45. I'm happy with that. It's not within a second of the world record, which I've been pretty happy to be getting within on certain Star Trek things. This is a bit longer than I've been playing before, so we'll take it. Let's take a look at the PB in the replay viewer. Okay, there we go. I've moved it to somewhere I can actually find it. Let's watch the run. Okay, nice on the start. Very nice. Good down ramp. Brilliant entry into there, actually. I didn't quite get through there faster because I was coming out of here faster generally. This I thought wasn't great, but on second attempt, it was actually this section where I released quite hard. Had to wiggle. I got a good run at it. The end I'm quite happy with. I could definitely get a faster end. Lose a bit less speed through there, but it was good. And then come more on the inside to the finish. I wanted to safe into the finish. I didn't want to crash the finish by being silly. But that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please let me know how you found it. That's been MTC. Check all the links in the description. Oh no, it's not been MTC. It's been track of the month grind power hour. Links are all in the description. Check out the stream. Check out the everything. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next whatever is going on.